running a hostel? Do you have any learning lessons? Somebody that is curious about running a hostel?
It's all about the genuine want to serve the hikers and want them to have a good experience. If that's your goal, you're going to be great. If you're looking to make money off of them and like, oh, how can I charge them a little extra for this, a little extra for that? You know, we charge minimal. Our shuttle fees are so low. People are like, are you sure that's it? We make it as easy as possible for somebody to come out and get on the Pinhoti, because that's our goal. Is we want to promote the outdoors in our regions specifically, but definitely the Pinhoti.
Welcome to Backpacker Radio, presented by The Trek, brought to you by LMNT. I am your co-host, Zach Badger Davis. Sitting to my right is...
Hi, I'm Juliana Chauncey, a.k.a. Chaunce. I almost just sneezed.
You sounded like you were mid-swallow there. Oh, you're
Oh.
Got it out. You have any more?
Sorry. No, that's
Bless
it. That's it for now.
Yeah, good.
Tune in.
Reminders, if you guys want to support this podcast, you can do so at our Patreon page, patreon.com/backpackerradio. For as little as $5 per month, you can get this wonderful podcast ad-free. We have higher support tiers, as high as our Chuck Norris Award winners, which you guys hear at the end of this podcast and every podcast. But yeah, if you want to put beer on the table, although technically you didn't put this beer on the table, Four Noses did. Thank you for the beer, Four Noses.
Yes, thank you for the beer.
But oftentimes you guys are putting beer on this table, so thank you to those who support us. And again, if you want to do so, patreon.com/backpackerradio. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, feeding us beer isn't encouragement enough. I don't know how enticing that sounds. It allows us to go on more trips. So PCT coming up, we're only going for a hop, skip, and a jump, but we're still able to go. I think other years we probably would have just been like, it's not worth the cost and effort to get out there for this short of a time.
Trips are not cheap.
No, but I think as things like Patreon grow, we have more flexibility to be able to do stuff like that. So
Sure.
if the appeal for beer isn't appealing enough to you, just know that it does help us have more flexibility and get more places to get more cool guests on the show for you too.
And it helps give us beer when
Right.
we get to those places too.
It does help with beer.
Yeah.
Let's
I think
not-
of all money in beer tokens. Everything is just a number of beers for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
If you guys want the best from the Trek, subscribe to our newsletter. The link will be available in the show notes, but we send out a hand-curated weekly newsletter through the Trek's newsletter. This is where you go to get job openings, which happen rarely, but that's like winning the lottery is getting a job at the Trek. We do gear giveaways. A bunch of cool stuff goes on through the Trek newsletter. Link in the show notes. Next item is the wildly popular podcast Trail Correspondents is coming back next year, and we are still seeking a host, producer, and editor. If you've got the editing chops and ideally are a thru-hiker and want to throw your hat in the ring for this, please do so through the link in the show notes. I think we're going to make a selection probably like October-ish. I think I actually have the accurate deadline in the application page. So go to the application page to get all the official details. But if this sounds of interest, definitely don't sleep on it. And lastly, but not leastly, we are, a week and a half from Trail Days, PCT Trail Days?
Real close. We're in August now.
Yes. Yeah,
Wedding month.
We're in wedding month, and more importantly, PCT Trail Days month. And yeah.
More importantly?
I was just joking.
No, you're right.
You only get married once.
I'm sorry.
If you're doing it right.
I'm sorry for underplaying PCT days.
Yeah.
Busy August, and we're already here, and PCT days is right around the corner. And if you are someone who is on the fence about going, and you think, it's a 2-hour drive, it's a 3-hour drive, I don't know if I want to do it. I've been to AT days. That thing's huge. I'm not sure about this one. It's a very cool vibe. We aren't partnered. Are we partnered with them in any way? I mean, we have a booth.
Yeah, I mean, we're a sponsor of the event.
Okay, fine. We're a sponsor of the event. But even if we weren't, it is a very cool vibe. I'm not just saying this because we are. It's really fun. It's a small-knit group. It's more hikers than non-hikers in terms of the crowd that you see. And it's more time for us to be able to meet you and see you and chat with you. So, yeah, definitely come if you're on the fence about it and stop by the Trek booth and say hi.
Yeah. Love meeting folks, Trek bloggers, just all the good trail people that happen at Trail Days. Fun fact, a Trek blogger that I met at PCT Trail Days last year is now one of the Trek's developers.
Really?
Yeah, Angie.
Wow. And someone that we had met on AT Days last year now works full-time for Gossamer Gear.
This is true.
So coming to see us.
Well, Caroline was working for the Trek.
Yeah. But she's...
I guess we kind of met her. I already knew her.
I met her.
Yeah, you met her.
Why don't you just let me fabricate the story the way I want
I wanted
to?
to make sure that I wasn't.
Spinning a web that if you come see us at the Trek booth, you're going to get a job in the outdoor world.
Amazing things will happen once you
Yeah.
touch one of the two gingers.
If we could say we're the #1 hiking podcast in the world without substantial backing, surely we could say if you come by the Trek booth at PCT days, you will find a really good job in the outdoor world.
We are the #1 hiking podcast in the world, just according to stats and analytics and data and fanfare, most importantly.
Well, we don't have any of that for my stat, but it would still be a good time.
That's good. And one more item to highlight, I've forgotten to mention this in previous reminders, is if you are a 2025 PCT thru-hiker, definitely swing by the booth because we've got some awesome, I'll keep it a surprise for now, but we've got a cool giveaway for you guys. So swing by the booth and say, what's the code word that they should say to get their free thing? Make it related to your wedding or penis themed for your bachelorette party.
Oh yeah, because it's my PCT bachelorette. Damn, and they're gonna say it to who's gonna be working the booth?
Jess.
Okay. We should make them ask Jess something funny. Does she listen to this? She probably won't hear this.
Definitely not.
Yeah, so let's have them all ask Jess something really strange that she's just gonna notice is like, wait, what? Why is everyone asking me that?
Yeah. They have to ask Jess. They have to say, "Did I just fart?"
What if they just say something that like makes her weirdly self-conscious? Like, is that your first time wearing that shirt?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Like something that's just like not like it doesn't say anything, but it makes you think.
Yeah.
Like when you go up to someone and you say, "Just so you know, I have no problem with you being here."
Right. It definitely is a bit of a head scratcher. We have to come up with something because otherwise they're just going to be asking weird questions. And it's just going to be like, this is a much different thing than AT Trail days.
We should make up the name of a restaurant or a hotel and they can ask her for directions to it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Why don't they just ask her for directions to the hiker buffet?
Okay. That's good because that was going to be the alternate name for the trek.
Yeah.
Hiker buffet.
It's relevant.
Yeah.
And then she's going to eventually start to think that maybe this is a place.
Yeah. So say to Jess, which way to the hiker buffet? But she'll have to be in on it too, obviously.
And then just say, oh, can I have the thing for the PCT hikers?
Right. We're still workshopping this a bit, but
we'll get back to you.
Ask her about the hiker buffet.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, she'll complain about it to us. And
these could be two separate thoughts.
Yeah.
You could ask her for the PCT hiker thing and where the hiker buffet is.
Right. Good.
Okay.
And I see you have a note. Yes. I guess this is an additional reminder is it's not too late to apply to be a trek blogger, yada, yada, yada. If you're taking on a late season backpacking trip, we'd love to have you. Sean's added, when do we find out which trekker gets flown out to do BPR? This will be an end of the year sort of thing. I don't want to call it too prematurely, but Jess and I have been chatting about some good candidates for this. So I think that will probably be decided in like October or November. But yes, we will be flying out one trek blogger to Denver to be on the podcast, joining us here on the hot seat.
Oh, will it be during like the holiday show?
We need to get on the holiday show if we're actually going to move forward with it this year, because
December's far away.
I think we had it booked at this point last year.
No chance. Anyway.
Yeah. But yes, this is a perk of being a trek blogger is you are in consideration to be flown out to do this podcast. Yeah. Okay. That's enough.
Yeah.
Let's get to today's awesome interview with Nathan Wright, a.k.a. Switchback, who's an ambassador for the Pinhoti Trail and hiking in Alabama in general, serving in almost too many roles to count. Nathan co-founded the Pinhoti Outdoor Center and is president of the Alabama Hiking Society, vice president of the Alabama Pinhoti Trail Association, chairman of the board of the Pinhoti Experience Foundation, and sits on the advisory board of the Alabama Trails Commission. Nathan, thank you so much for joining us here on Backpacker Radio.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be at the #1 hiking podcast in the world.
Thank you for recognizing our swag.
Do you have any job openings?
That is a lot of titles.
Yes.
Where do we start with these?
Well, I don't know. It's a reflection of how we wanted to jump in with both feet. That's when I say we, my wife and myself. Excuse me. We didn't want to just be there. We wanted to be present and affect change and growth that the Pinhoti was bound to see and is seeing today.
let's start with your backpacking resume in Alabama, or we can make it more generally the Southeast, or we can expand it to just everything that you've done if you want.
Well, yeah, I'm not a triple crowner, but I have completed the AT. So I did that in sections from 2003 to 2021. So I summited August 13th, 21, and I've done the Pinhoti. I have a list of other trails I want to do, but that's my resume from hiking.
Yeah. What made you fall in love with hiking out in Alabama?
In Alabama, I really didn't know where I was. I moved there for my kids, and I didn't know about the Pinhoti. This is 2015, so I'm fairly new to the Pinhoti Trail as far as that's concerned. 10 years. When I learned about the Pinhoti, there wasn't any resources. There was one hostel at the time, and I went to our Chamber of Commerce. I went to our rec center asking questions about, hey, where's the trail? I knew about it around Cheehaw, which is our highest point in Alabama. It goes, bless you again.
Sorry.
It goes through there. That's a state park up there.
What is the high point?
It's Cheehaw Mountain is 2407.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not huge mountains, but they're not easy.
Yeah.
We don't make it easy. So I started asking questions. I couldn't get any answers. So I did a lot of my own research. I found some trailheads and went on hikes. It was poorly maintained at the time. Of course, I probably went at the wrong time of the year. It was after season, really. And I found more and more information about it. I started loving the trail. At that time, I had already told Kim that when we got married, we weren't married yet. We married in 18 at Mount Cheehaw. And I told her we'd probably move after the kids graduated and move to the AT somewhere, because when I hiked the AT, I had great experiences at hostels and with trail angels and that interaction, that community. I thought it was wonderful, and I wanted to do that and give back. But when I discovered the Pinhoti and what it was needing, we decided, the Pinhoti needs this. The AT doesn't need us. They're flooded with hostels, some great hostels, but the Pinhoti didn't have that. So we found some property and just jumped in.
Where did you move from?
I grew up in Columbus, Georgia, which is on the Alabama border, a couple hours away from where we live now in Sylacauga, Alabama. I went to school in Auburn, Alabama. So, I've been in Alabama, and I've been in Sylacauga since 2012.
That makes a little more sense, because in my mind, I'm like, the trail could be super cool, but I don't know enough about Alabama to just up and move to help a trail.
Well, yeah, I didn't move there for the trail. Obviously, I found it when I got there, but and a lot of locals still don't know about it. We're there. We love it. Absolutely love it. We have great outdoor adventures, from paddling to hiking to biking to trail running. We have it all.
Did you fully hike the trail and then start getting involved with it, or did you start getting involved with it because of the proximity and then fully hike it?
I hiked it second. Yeah, I got involved first. I had hiked some of it in portions. Actually, years before I moved to Alabama, I had hiked some of it, not knowing how big it really was. And actually, probably when I hiked it, it wasn't finished. It's a fairly young trail from a completion standpoint. It started in 1970. But it really didn't finish to its two termini until 2013.
When you say finished, does that mean like moved off of roads?
They moved it off roads, but it grew south toward Flag Mountain, which is our southern terminus. So it kept moving the southern terminus as the national forest grew and as land was purchased for the trail. And finally, they jumped 30 miles from the national forest to Flag Mountain, which is a state property. It's forestry, Forever Wild. They own that area. And there was about a 30-mile road walk from there to the national forest. That's changed today. There's a lot of land that's been purchased through Conservation Fund and other entities that have moved it just for the trail.
Can you speak a little bit before because timeline we're here, where you started volunteering and doing things with the Pinhoti Center, the Alabama Hiking Trail Society, all that. We get comments fairly frequently from people that'll say, oh, I'm just a section hiker, or oh, I'm just a day hiker. Or let's say I've done the AT and I moved to Colorado. Well, I'm near the Colorado Trail, but I haven't done that one yet. So I don't really fit in there. Can you give encouragement to people who want to get involved and want to do things like trail maintenance or be involved in an organization, but they haven't done that trail, or they feel like they're just a XYZ?
Right.
And how that was for you?
Yeah, for me on the AT, I was on a through hike, and then 2 weeks in, I was in Gatlinburg, found out I had a baby on the way. So
shit.
Yeah.
Wait, we got to pause there for that story.
Yeah.
Walk me through that.
Well, I was married at the time, and she's 21 now. Love her to death. She's awesome. She's in culinary school in Savannah. Shout out to Izzy. But she is, she's, well, you know, I get the news. I'm in Gatlinburg, and my whole family's there. We're forced out of the Smokies because of snow. We had snow like up to my eyeballs, and we got the last ride off the mountain at Newfound Gap, and we all jump into this trashy hotel. This is in 03, and I call home and find out I got news. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Which, you know, it is awesome, but it was the dichotomy of, I got this trail, and I'm out here doing what I've been planning for years to do this, from not just from financial standpoint, but everything to make this happen. So it was a emotional tug. I didn't go home right away. I hiked up just past Pearisburg that year. So I caught back up. I stayed there for like 2 weeks in Gatlinburg to talk through it and figure it all out. Caught back up to my trail family, and then I was head down. I was hitting miles. I was doing low mid 20s, sometimes 30 miles a day, just to see how far I could go, because I knew I was going home. Right, I wasn't going to finish in 03. So yeah, that's how that happened. And then I didn't hike. I got home. I say that the next year I jumped up. I did the Shenandoahs with some friends. Bless you.
Sorry.
Hope it's not me.
No, I don't leave my house often, so when I do, I get allergies.
And then I ended up, that was in 03. I had another child in 08, and a lot of years didn't hike.
Was that your first child?
In 03 it was, yeah.
That is a wild way to find out you're having your first kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was a phone call?
Phone call.
That's so nuts. Can you imagine?
Yeah. And here I am. I'm ready to get a shower, find something to eat. And, hey, I'm in Gatlinburg. We got out of the snowstorm. What? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually found out we were pregnant with the twins. Didn't know they were twins at the time when I was on the Timberline Trail. It sounds like maybe different circumstances.
Yeah,
still,
they weren't your first.
It was not my first, but it was on a trail.
If I found out on a trail, I don't know what I would do. I guess it would be different because it'd be in me.
Yeah. You also probably wouldn't be taking pregnancy tests on a trail, or maybe you would.
I'm sure someone probably has. I haven't.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Good point. All right. Sorry.
Yeah. No. It's a cool story.
So volunteering.
I don't know where I was going with that, but section hiking. So I went through the gamut, right? Section hiking. I thought I was a through hiker. Now all of a sudden I'm a section hiker, and I did feel the difference. The years I went out and did sections, I didn't have a tramley. It couldn't get a tramley. But as the years went on, I think about in 16 when I was up in Northeast, like Vermont, that changed. Something changed on the trail. I don't know what, but I started getting included. That was encouraging. I really enjoyed that from a social aspect, but I really think there's a lot of ways where section hiking is harder, especially logistics. From Alabama going back up to Maine to finish, that's tough. But from a volunteer standpoint, excuse me, the Pinhoti is 99% volunteer run. We don't have a governing body yet. Hopefully we don't, but we have some great organizations, AHTS, which the Alabama Hiking Trail Society, and the Alabama Pinhoti Trail Association pretty much do 100% of the trail in Alabama.
Yeah, so walk me through all of these various organizations.
Yeah.
So we have the Pinhoti Outdoor Center, Alabama Hiking Trail Society, Alabama Pinhoti Trail Association, Pinhoti Experience Foundation, and Advisory Board of the Alabama Trails Commission. I guess walk me through what these various organizations are and what they do, and I guess your relative involvement with them.
Sure. So the POC, the Pinhoti Outdoor Center, that's our for-profit business. That's our hostel and our I would call it service center. Logistical support, planning. We have a storefront where we sell T-shirts, hats, some resupply stuff.
You sell the Jolly shirts?
We do.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
we teamed up with Jolly. He designed a custom shirt for us with the Pinhoti logo on it, and he brought that to our festival last year and debuted them, and they're a big hit. Love them.
And where is the outdoor center?
It is in Sylacauga, Alabama. We are at mile 23-ish on the trail, and we're right in the middle of a short 7-mile road walk, and right off the highway. So a lot of people will come park with us. We'll get them started the next morning early on the trail, and maybe 2 days later they're back resupplying out of their own car or something they've left to kind of get that first 2 days, which usually smacks you in the mouth because a lot of people don't know that Alabama has mountains, and they're coming right off the couch thinking it's going to be a easy hike, and it's not.
Yeah. Do you ever get people slack packing to you? Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we offer a lot of slack packing.
Yeah.
Some people want to do the 23 in one day.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we slack that a lot, yeah.
Can you give us the rough and dirty stats for this trail for someone who is just hearing Pinhoti for the first time and wants to know what it is?
Sure can. It's 350 miles, and it's starts in Alabama, ends in Georgia, where we terminate into the Benton MacKay Trail. And you can take the Benton MacKay, if you turn southeast, 72 miles, and you'll hit Springer. So a lot of people will connect Flag Mountain, which is our southern terminus, which is also known as the first mountain from the south in the Appalachian Mountain Range to reach 1,000 feet. So you start there, you go all the way to Katahdin and do the whole range.
I have had time off work where I've, based on the seasonality, looked at different trails that I could do at the time.
Yeah, I heard you didn't pick the Pinhoti. Yeah.
I didn't. But whenever I go back to that thought process, it's always during those winter shoulder seasons. But it's always between Pinhoti and Benton MacKay for where they're neck and neck, because they feel something's wrong with me. They feel
It's the beer.
pretty similar in terms of they're in the similar-ish area, they're similar-ish lengths. I could do them in similar-ish seasons. How would you differentiate the two for someone who's trying to pick between them?
I think the Pinhoti has more resources around it. If you're looking for that, if you need, that support system around it, we have that support system now all the way up and down the trail. The Benton MacKay is going to be more remote. I don't think there's any shelters on the BMT. And then other than that, you got the Smokies up on the BMT. It's down on the lakeside, but I think they got some tough climbs up and down in that section of it. I would say the BMT is probably tougher. But as far as probably distance, I think the BMT is 280, 281, somewhere in there. We're 350, so it's similar, but we're a little bit longer. But we offer, and we've had people hike what we call the lollipop. They'll start at Flag Mountain and go up, hit the BMT, go all the way up to the north end, hit the AT, come back, and choose to either come back down the Pinhoti or get picked up at the terminus and do the lollipop there.
I'm going to have to look at a map to see that. Go on, Zach. I'm looking at a map.
Yeah. I definitely want to get...
Yeah, so the organizations, right?
Yeah, that's where I want to come back to.
Yeah, go back to
So
that.
the POC's our business, right? That's our for-profit business. But the Alabama Hiking Trail Society is a nonprofit that builds and maintains multiple trails throughout Alabama. So we're not focused on the Pinhoti. We have other trails that we work on down at Perdido. We have some... We also establish and help maintain the Alabama Road Walk, which connects Florida to the Pinhoti for the ECT, the Eastern Continental Trail.
Have you seen a big uptick with ECT hikers?
Yes.
I was going to say, just in my purview, I think Owen was the first person who put it on my radar, and I want to say that was 21, 22.
Yeah.
And since then, I feel like now there's at least a dozen people every year that are going after it.
We're in the 20s.
20s, okay.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Used to be one every 3 years.
Yeah, right.
Now we're in the 20s.
Yeah.
I don't know who to attribute that to, but this whole Triple Crown calendar years thing is helping tremendously.
Do you have a recommendation for best season to hike it? Because I feel like this is one of those trails where you don't really get shut out too much by a weather window.
Well, we're close. We don't recommend June, July, or August. Other than that, we're wide open. But our peak seasons are going to be mid-October to mid-November. That's where we see the most hikers. That is beautiful weather. It's drier because we don't get a lot of rain in the fall, but that's our peak color season too. So the colors are changing in the mountains. It's a beautiful hike. And it's compared to mid-February to mid-March is our other peak season. It's wetter. You got to watch some tornadoes in our area, but the weather's perfect, and the trees haven't fully leafed out, so you're still getting the views, and the weather's great. So those two seasons, those 2 months are our peaks for sure.
What could someone expect in like December, January?
December is a lot more forgiving than January, February. That's January, early February is our coldest part. If you like winter hiking, that for us, cold is, it might snow for a couple days. It might stick, might not. So Alabama's weather's so hard. It could be December. It literally can be 70 degrees on Christmas Day, or it could be 30. And then nights will be 15, 20 degrees cooler.
Yeah. Huh.
So it's across the board. You got to come prepared for both.
Yeah. Okay. Pinhoti Outdoor Center,
Yep.
check. Alabama Hiking Trail Society, check. Alabama Pinhoti Trail Association.
Alabama APTA. So we are a volunteer org, 100% volunteer, that is specific to the Pinhoti in Alabama. We have a sister org in Georgia, but the Alabama portion, that's where the meat of our volunteers that do the maintenance on the Pinhoti in Alabama come from. So that's all that's for. So that's another organization that we're Kim and I are both a part of. That it's a lot of it's self-funded. We don't raise a lot of money. It's just a way to get people to come out and help.
Yeah. Could you see this evolving to being the official overseeing nonprofit for the Pinhoti?
You're gonna get me in trouble. I would love that. I'm trying to say how I can say this without crossing any lines. We're in a delicate time on the Pinhoti. We're in a growth period where it's very recognized by the state, and I think all across the nation, outdoor activity is being recognized as a way for tourism, and health related. But I feel like the state always looks at just what kind of revenues can we get off of it. I worry about that aspect of the government getting too involved. There can be some negative on that. There's obviously some positive, and there's also, I don't know if there's much we can do about it. I would like for one of the volunteer organizations to be the head of that, or at least heavily involved. I don't know how to navigate that yet, but I'm putting my hand in all the places I can to help navigate it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Do you have like an idealistic timeline for when you'd like to see some sort of official governing body for the entire trail?
I don't know if I want one.
Okay.
I say that. I'm sure there's benefits to it, but the volunteer aspect of it has been great. I will say that some of the projects that are being put out there for the trail from the government's perspective is, if you ask the hikers, it's not needed, but they got this money that somebody wants to spend on something. So
can you give an example of one of these projects? Or a hypothetical, maybe?
Hypothetical would be, we have there's definitely needs that, hey, this is what we need, but then there's stuff that, let's just say there's a random road crossing that's not very much traffic on it, and that county has some money, and they want to put a bridge over this road, but they would move the trail and add mileage where there's already a footbridge. I mean, there's a car bridge that could be used, that is being used. And so it's really unnecessary for the amount of money that's going to be spent. That amount of money would do wonders for the trail in other areas. Things like that just don't make sense.
Got it.
Yeah. Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, hypothetically speaking, of course. Pinhoti Experience Foundation?
So that is one that my wife started, Kim. She's very involved as well.
My God.
Goodness.
Sorry.
It's all right.
To leave soon.
So she is the CEO, and I'm the current chair for the board. But it is created for education and tourism, and that is the governing body of our Pinhoti Fest every fall.
We have to make a drinking game.
Yeah.
Every time you sneeze,
No,
someone's
I'm-
gonna be blackout drunk.
I sent you a text a while back seeing if you have any Benadryl in either office. I might have to check my car. But I figured maybe you would. But it's also very good of you to not be checking your text.
I don't know what random pill this is, so I can't feed it to you.
Why?
I think that's Sudafed. So
Give me it. I'll Google the little writing on it.
definitely not Benadryl.
Nasal decongestant. Sounds good to me.
That will have the opposite effect of Benadryl.
She might be asleep here in a minute.
No, it'll go the other way. She'll be very chatty.
It's gonna make me chatty?
Yeah.
A nasal decongestant?
Yeah, it's like it's not Sudafed, but I think it has similar stimulating properties.
This is like Orange County when Jack Black's like, yeah, it says that, but
Yeah.
that's actually this drug, and that bottle's actually this drug.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've taken that one, but there's the Sudafed that takes you up, and then there's the one that takes you down. That's the up.
Oh, I thought there was just one that takes you down and one that leaves you alone.
Benadryl it takes you down.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, well, if I get chatty.
So Sudafed is pseudoephedrine. Ephedrine is like at one point a popular substance. Is like a diet pill people were taking.
Yeah.
Sudafed to diet?
Oh, they used to have to control it. People were stealing it off the shelves.
Yeah.
I thought that was because they were like getting high.
It was an upper.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that's a tangent I didn't know we were going to go on.
Pinhoti Experience Foundation.
Yeah, so that's the body we created to help with the festival, and we do other classes. We do a backpacking 101 class that falls under, and so kind of education and tourism type thing.
Okay. Advisory board of the Alabama Trails Commission.
So the Alabama Trails Commission, ATC, is a government body that's run by the state, and they have their own
Just don't look at me.
governing board, and then they have an advisory board of folks that really know the trails.
Okay.
So I sit on that advisory board.
Yeah. In a given month, how much time is going to these various organizations?
Probably not as much as I need to. I also am the CEO of a technology company, so I'm very busy with all of this.
Yeah.
But you know,
And how old are your kids? You said your youngest or your oldest is 21.
Yep, I have two. Kim has two, so we got a blended family. But I have a 17-year-old son, 21-year-old daughter, and then 25-year-old son and 34-year-old son.
Okay. They're old enough that you have time to do all these
Yeah,
projects.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you said you were the CEO of a tech company.
Yep.
Do you want to disclose what that is?
Yeah, it's called Total Outdoor Plant Solutions,
Okay.
and I got two business partners. We do fiber optic project consulting
Oh, cool.
all over the country.
Yeah. You're a busy guy.
I'm busy, very busy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the tech company, for the consulting, is that 40 hours per week?
Oh no, it's more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
60?
Yeah, it's probably 50, 60.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you're doing the outdoor center. Do you live out of the hostel?
No, we don't live there. And actually, when season starts, we bring in caretakers.
Okay.
Other hikers. So this year we've got two coming in the fall that we're excited about. One's a returner that was there here in the spring, Monk, and then a girl named Doing It, and then they'll be here in the fall. They'll live on site. We have little private sheds that they live in, and then our hostel has right now there's 3 bunk beds, so 2 of them are doubles on the bottom. Plenty. We got a couple acres to tent on, and
Yeah.
so.
So they're doing like the day-to-day stuff. Are they also managing it, or
We take all the phone calls.
Okay.
So we have a number that hits me and Kim. We still like to talk to the hikers and interact with them, and learn about not only their story, but what they're planning or what they're thinking, and maybe offer a better option or more options that they if they don't know what exactly. The Pinhoti's been promoted as a beginner trail, right or wrong, I'm not sure, but so we get a lot of beginners that's never been out before.
I mean, I could see it being a good shakedown hike for the AT.
It's a good
especially if it's
shakedown.
easier than the BMT.
Yeah, it is a great hike for beginners, but don't sleep on it. I mean, if you're just coming off the couch, and we've had people show up with gear that's never been opened before. And I know that happens on the AT too. And they come out, they've never been, they didn't do any research. They don't know what they're about to do. And they call us day one like, this is harder than I thought. And those stats are probably the same for any trail.
Yeah.
A lot of people underestimate their abilities. I think I can do a lot more than my body can really do.
Yeah.
How many resupplies does a person typically do?
Well, see, when I get that question, it's different for everybody, because I would come back to you and say, how many miles you do a day and how many days do you like to go between resupplies? So based on that, I could put together a plan and hit you up. So there's really good options, especially in Alabama. Georgia gets a little tougher, but it's very doable.
Do most people go northbound?
Yes.
Okay, if I'm going northbound and I like to do around 80 to 120 miles in a resupply.
Between resupplies?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Alabama is only 178 miles. So you would do that in a couple of resupplies. At mile 120, you're going to resupply probably about mile 115 at Heflin. There's a great town there with great support. There's hostels there now. I mentioned early on there was only one when I was looking into the trail. Number 7 just opened or just announced. Yeah, in 350. That's big. So yeah, there's you would probably hit a difficult section in Georgia with that. So we'd probably have to pull that back a little bit to get through it. But yeah, it's very doable.
What about like the 60 to 80 mile range?
60 for resupply?
Yeah, for a resupply. If my comfortable distance is 60 to 80, where would I look like stopping?
Oh, that'd be perfect, because that hits. We have a gap road crossing at 60 where there's a hostel in a town for resupply. At 120, you'd probably be back at that Heflin area, and then at 180, you'd be in just across the Georgia line in a great town called Cave Spring. You walk right through the middle of town, and they have great options there as well. So, and then going through Georgia would be. Georgia takes a little planning, because there's a lot of road walking in Georgia, and there's a lot of stretches that I would say, hey, you might not want to sleep here, so let's get you through. And then there's some areas that some rednecks like to party at that they can get to through some gravel roads.
Yeah.
Before you go, we're at 180-ish miles.
Mm-hmm.
Trail's 300. How many?
50.
350. So that's half of it.
Yep.
From 180, where would be my next resupply?
So at a 60 mile
to 80-ish.
Yeah. So there's another hostel opening up in Georgia, in Summerville. That'd probably be where I'd pull you back to use for a resource, and then you could get to our big road walk that goes over Dalton, which is over the interstate. It's like a 26-mile road walk. There's angels all over that area that can help. You're going to walk over the interstate, so you're walking by all these hotels and big restaurants, Walmart, Dollar Generals, everything. So there's all those options, and there's people in the area. There's a new hostel on the other side of that road walk that's open. They don't have their hostel open. They have camping and outdoor showers open. But so you have a lot of support through that. The last 30 miles or so you want to do, that's probably my favorite section. You're in the Cohuttas. You're getting close to the BMT up there. A lot of water. I love water. Beautiful section. So
cool.
I noticed you mentioned road walking a few times. How much of the trail is on road?
So we look at it by state. I probably should look at it by the whole trail. But in Alabama, we have shrunk the 30 miles. It was originally down to Flag Mountain, down to like 11 now. Future plans should get that down to like 3. But all that land acquisition takes time. So we're around 11 miles in Alabama. In Georgia, we're closer to 60.
Okay.
Yeah. Out of the 175.
Yeah. When people hike it in sections, do they usually break it up by state, or is there like a typical way that
you can? We actually have the trail broken down in sections.
Okay.
There's 26 sections of the whole trail, and I was some of them. I'd like to say they're all about 15 miles. They're not. They fluctuate from 18 to 7, but somewhere in that area, very easily doable from road to road.
Oh, they're all road to road?
Mm-hmm.
That was what got me with the Colorado Trail, because I started section hiking it that way, and then there were sections that you'd find later on where the section just switches, and there's not necessarily a road, you know?
Yeah, all our sections have trailheads.
Oh, okay.
So you can do it that way.
So you pass a road like every
Yeah,
15
it's
miles.
a very accessible trail. For the most part in Alabama, you're in the national forest, so you'll come out and hit a little highway and get right back in. But you hit roads.
Back to the resupply thing. How often are you just walking directly into town versus how often is it a hitch?
There's only one town you walk through.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in Georgia. So now you're very accessible trail towns, which we have official trail towns. Sylacauga being one is very close. Of course, we take hikers in all the time for resupply and restaurants from our hostel. Mile 60 would be passing by Talladega. You probably heard that name before. There's a hostel that'll pick you up at that crossing. Their hostel is in town, like right behind a Burger King and Mexican and Chinese and Dollar General and all that. And then, so that's really close, maybe 10 miles away. Heflin's really close. Heflin actually worked with the National Forest and got a spur trail through the National Forest to their city hall.
Wow.
So it's a 3.5 mile trail that you can walk. You can walk into town. There's some great trail angels there. There's now a hostel just outside of town, and there's a second hostel a little bit further out that both serves that area as well. But there's the hotel, there's restaurants and other things in Heflin.
What's the process like to getting these communities to be trail communities? Like, obviously, you need to entice them with having hikers and boosting their businesses, but what is the process to getting the townspeople on board with it?
A lot of it early on was peer pressure. So Heflin, I'd probably say Heflin led led the way on that. But then we took that and developed a program through the Alabama Pinhoti Trail Association. We actually developed a Pinhoti Trail Town plan, and there's an application. So far, Sylacauga, Heflin, and Piedmont in Alabama has done it. Cave Spring in Georgia has done it. There's you got to establish a board. You got to adopt a portion of the trail to help with, and you have to have some kind of yearly event where you promote, do something with the trail. It could be as little as just a gathering to talk about it, but some kind of promotion. And that helped get the community to open their eyes, like, oh, this is cool, this is in our backyard. Heflin was in. I mean, there's a guy, Adam Dassinger, was there. He's a local principal at one of the schools that kind of led the way, where he got that spur trail built, and he really got the community involved. And the chambers were looking and watching this. And my wife she's on the board with our local chamber, and we're really getting them involved. We created a Facebook page for Pinhoti Trail Towns to kind of promote that. We're reaching out to local businesses and restaurants. Say, hey, if a hiker comes in, can you do some kind of hiker discount or promotion? We get them in. They put stickers on their windows. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Has there been any data that looks at the revenue a town brings in before they embrace the trail versus after, and how that changes?
That's a tough one. We're working on that, and I'll tell you what we're doing. We did a 3-month study from just our center. We asked hikers to either fill out a form or leave their receipts, what they spent in town. Doing the festival, which by the way, that was our event as a trail town. We promoted the festival, and the town has really bought in and helped out with that. We have it in a local city park. We have worked with Alabama Power to do a geofence. Y'all ever heard of geofence?
Mm-hmm.
Where after the event they can go and draw a circle around our festival and tell us how many people were there, how many unique people, where they came from, where they shopped.
How do they do that?
Cell phones.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's wild.
They're tracking you. If you got a cell phone, they know where you eat, they know where you sleep, where you go to, all this.
I used to be able to do this with Snapchat. Maybe you still can.
Oh, Snap Maps?
No, they had I think it was Snapchat. They had custom stickers that you could, I forget if you had to pay for it or what, but you would draw a geofence. I think it was paid for, and you paid for the radius based on whatever designation. and we would do like a Appalachian Trials sticker, so like people could post from AT Trail Days with the Appalachian Trials sticker. I don't know if that is still a thing that they offer or not, but
Well, Snapchat's super weird because you can go on this map mode and it shows you where all your friends are on the map, kind of like Find My Friends,
Yeah.
but they don't like tell you that it does that. So I turned mine off when I figured it out.
you don't have to opt
told
into that.
Garrett
You
to
just default.
No, you have to opt out.
Yeah.
It automatically puts you in. But even weirder than that is it somehow knows what you're doing. So it'll show Zach at home, like if he's at his house location wise and listening to music in his headphones, it'll show him like on a couch listening to music. Or if someone's on a lake on a boat, it'll show them on a boat. Or if someone's like not been on their phone for a while and they're at home and it's nighttime, it'll show them sleeping.
Oh.
Like it shows you what activity the person's doing too. Super scary.
I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's, there's levels. We don't get to see all the data. They can share only certain data, but that's how marketing's done for, our studies are done. If some business wants to come into a town, they'll get this deep study and they'll figure out how many people are coming to this town, how many people pass this location, all that data. But we did that for the festival, and we're working on how to do that on the trail.
How much of your business background plays into what you do with the trail?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In what ways?
From the center, it's just running a business, right?
Yeah.
It's how to, and market. I never was good at, a big marketing person, but if it weren't for the center, I probably wouldn't be on social media. That's just the only reason you do it. And so, just understanding, how to keep the books and that kind of stuff from, interaction with people, the customer service side. And that's all this is about. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we're for. We open that center and we're like, okay, we're not going to be rich running a hostel. That's not what we're doing. We're doing this to serve hikers. And at the time, there really wasn't much out there. And our goal was, okay, let's find a way to help people understand what the Pinhoti is, help them get out here and make their trip successful. And honestly, the first year we're like, man, if we get to see 10 hikers, this is going to be awesome. Man, we're in the thousands. We have a signature board in the hostel. It's already full for this calendar year.
Wow.
And we haven't even hit the fall season yet.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cool to see that.
Are there estimates? So I know this is always broken down in two ways. How many people thru hike it, and then how many people touch the trail in some capacity?
Oh gosh, that's what we don't know, right? Because we go through the state park in Alabama. There's another state park in Georgia, so I'm sure there's a lot of day hikers and section hikers that we don't even know about. Our numbers for thru hikers, we know who starts. We're on the southern end. We don't always keep up with them where they finish, if they finished. If I had to put a number on it, it'd be in the probably a little less than 200.
Okay.
Is there a way to take that phone fence thing and put it around the starting area and around the finishing area and see this same phone was here and then 3 weeks later this same phone was here?
That's a great question. Probably.
Because maybe you could then go off of the repeat phones.
Yeah. We're asking to see if they can draw a corridor and follow it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So I don't know how big of an ask that is because, it's not our software. We don't pay for it. We get grants to get the data. So I don't know if they'll do it and just leave it on for a month or, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who would have interesting data on this as far out? Is I imagine like 80% of people that are thru hiking it or use the far out.
I'd say more than that. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Because so that's another thing. We don't have a map. There was just a guidebook written in the last couple years, and my wife wrote a book, guidebook / journal.
What's the name of it?
It's oh my gosh, you put me on the spot. It's
we'll edit it in here.
Yeah.
In your voice.
Oh gosh, you can go to pinhotiexperience.org or pinhotiforever.com and shop for it. It's the Pinhoti Trail Guide and Journal, and it breaks it down by section, and it gives you the pertinent data per section, and then gives you some space to write either pre-trip or post-trip about things you need to know. And then it has some secret links on the back through QR codes for updated list on angels, shuttles, services, trail town information, things like that, that we keep up to date on the back end.
That's
And
cool.
you can access through those links.
All right, let's get a little bit more granular with the
Yeah.
trail itself. Tell me about the water.
Water is typically good. This time of year, it's overflowing. We've had so much rain this spring and into the summer. In the fall, it's tougher. But we do have a couple of stretches that are long carries for us. 14 miles is probably our longest carry. And for beginners, that's a tough, because most people will land on that ridge for the night, which would be a dry ridge, and probably another 6 miles the next day before they get to water. So it's actually a 16-mile stretch, but we keep a water cache at the gap 2 miles into that stretch. And we maintain about an 8-gallon cache all the time with very frequent updates. And most people can manage through that. There is a way for us to drive. It's very difficult to get up there and do water caches for individuals. Some people will pay for that, but it's tough on the vehicles to get up there. But that's our toughest carry. There's a couple of water crossings that you're always going to get wet on, and there's a couple that if it really rains, you're not going to get through. You're going to have to reroute. But water's good. In the fall, late summer, early fall, probably into November, you got to really plan your water because it could get dry in the south.
How often does it rain hard enough that someone would have to reroute?
Since I've been involved since 17, I only know of 3 times.
Okay.
Were
Yep.
those all during the June, July, August, don't hike during these months?
One of them, no. So one of them was in May during our rainy season, and it was a section we had just opened, and since then we have added a bridge. So it's manageable no matter what. Well, I say that. The other side, I've seen it when it flooded back then, it was ankle deep on the other side, so you might not want to do it. We have alternate routes on that. There's another one that I know of. If it's like a 3-creek system that comes off this lake, when it floods, they all come together, and it's just too massive and too fast to manage. You can, and there's too far to go all the way back, but you can bushwhack around the lake the other side and get around it. I know of one time that's been done. But other than that, there's one in a canyon just north of Cheehaw in Alabama that I only know of one time where somebody had to backtrack probably 12 miles to get out of it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that
day.
sucks. That really sucks.
Yeah.
Because there was more rain coming. It wasn't going to let up. And then there's one in Georgia that's really it's an old road. It's kind of an underwater drive road. And when that floods, it's tough to cross, dangerous. But otherwise, it's manageable.
Yeah.
What about wildlife? I'm imagining you guys have the hogs.
Nope.
You don't have hogs?
Nope.
How?
They're just south of us. So if you look at Alabama on a topo map, it's flat, 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 flat until you get to the Pinhoti, and it's mountains and take off. The hogs are all in the south.
Really?
Yep.
That's
Now,
so interesting.
I'll say we've seen signs of hogs in a couple of areas. We do have a trail just south of us that we maintain called the Coosa Trail. That's part of the ECT. We have more hog activity in there, but it's just south of when the Pinhoti starts. We don't have a hog issue. That's not a
Check
concern for hikers.
What kind of wildlife would I see?
Well, Pinhoti is a Creek Indian word meaning turkey home. So we have lots of turkey. Most hikers get to see turkey. Deer, occasional bear. Most of the bear you're going to see on our trail is in North Georgia. I know of a couple that have been, I think I saw a bear in Alabama. Most bears that are seen in Alabama are reported they're not on the trail. They're off trail somewhere. We do have some cats,
Cats.
bobcats, wildcats.
Oh. I don't know why my brain just went to like house cats.
Feral
that are
cats?
Outdoor. No, it's like outdoor house cats.
Oh yeah.
It's like, that sounds great.
Yeah. And then Sasquatch, and that's it. I mean, it's
You got the armadillos?
oh yeah, armadillos, raccoons, mice, the usual.
That was the one thing I was hoping to see on the Foothills Trail. Was an
Armadillos?
Armadillo. Yeah, I've only ever seen them dead on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen a wild one.
Yeah, it's they're not fun to look at.
No, but then you can say I saw that
Oh,
and move
okay.
on. You know,
Never seen a live one.
not that it's like high on the
Yeah.
bucket list. Like I must do
Never-
this before I die. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's kind of cool.
Does the trail get close to Auburn?
No, so we're about we start Auburn's, we call it on Highway 280. We're about an hour and 15 minutes, kind of northwest of Auburn on 280.
Sounds like the makings of a road trip.
My wheels are
I
spinning.
knew that was where you were
So
going with
tell
it.
me about Auburn. That's where I graduated.
Yeah. Well, I learned that the three big athletes, you got the
Yep.
Big Hurt, Frank Thomas, got
course.
Bo Jackson, and Charles Barkley.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like your best pitch on if we did a road trip to Alabama, why we would go to an Auburn game as opposed to University of Alabama.
Ooh, good question.
Class.
Class.
I mean,
That's a good pitch. In what way?
well, you know, I mean, you're talking to an Auburn grad, so your Auburn fans typically went to Auburn. Your Alabama fans are on a bandwagon. No, I have a lot of good Alabama friends that we tease with. I don't know. I don't have that the hatred that a lot of folks do between the two teams.
Yeah.
Of course,
Our minds were in the same place. We saw you holding an
Yeah.
open beer, empty beer.
yeah, I was
You
checking
got
it.
the-
Yeah.
He said anything but an IPA.
Yeah, this Pilsner was great.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh, man. Auburn is really growing. I went there the other night for dinner with some friends. A friend of mine that I graduated with, and man, it's changed so much. It's really incredible. It's a beautiful town. It's the small field campus that you want to feel when you go to school. I don't know because I don't have my vaccination shots to go to Tuscaloosa, so I've never been there. But I feel like it's a little more spread out.
Yeah.
And more of like a city feel. Don't quote me on that, but that's
Yeah.
that's my take.
I'm sure Elise will have some thoughts on this. She went to
Oh,
Alabama.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You went to Alabama?
No.
Oh.
I went to
Elise,
SUNY
our-
Oswego.
Yeah, our
Oh.
marketing person,
Yeah.
social media person. Yeah.
I always forget she did that.
Yeah. Okay, definitely sidetracked us. Okay, so we talked about wildlife. So it sounds like no hogs. What else
That's a checklist for me.
do we get to look forward to or not look forward to?
Heavy tick season?
Oh gosh, yes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Foothills
ticks.
Trail, not to bring it back there again, when I had done it in February, I got feedback that that's the right time to do it because it's before the ticks come out.
Yes, you want
Is
to.
there a right time for this one too?
While before, after or before the last freeze it's always good to be out there because the ticks are not as prevalent. Like right now, if you were to go out there, you sit down, you have 10 on you.
Hate that.
Yeah, it's bad.
That takes off the good that you got for the no hogs.
So we talking like February, March then?
No hugs. What are you talking about?
You said no hogs. That was a check
Hogs.
plus.
Yeah.
I heard
as many
hugs.
hugs
I was
as you
like,
want.
If someone especially wanted to avoid ticks, are we looking at February, March?
Yeah, February, March. Even November, December is fine. It's just the hot, in the high growth season. I mean, right now, it's not only hot, but our volunteers can't keep up with the maintenance on the trail. So you'll walk through high grass. Well, that's where all the ticks, they're going to get all on you.
Yeah.
What about hiking with a dog? Is this the trail to do it with or not to?
Yes and no. So in our area, where I told you we're in the middle of a road walk, our road walk has some dogs on it. And in Alabama, there's no leash laws in the county. So you can have some dog interaction. It kind of depends on your dog, how that works. These dogs, I don't know of any issues from them. People that don't like dogs complain.
Are they stray dogs or are they just like people's dogs who
People's
don't have a
dogs.
fence?
Right. They don't have a fence. They'll come out, they'll bark at you, they'll come out, want to know who you are and why you're in their area. After we heard a lot of complaints, I was like, all right, I'm going to go back through there because I didn't have an issue when I went through. I went back through there and I tried to pet them. I would go toward them. And we're talking a couple German Shepherds, a pit bull, and some other mutts. And the pit bull was the greatest. He would keep the other dogs away. But never could pet all of them, but none of them were an issue at all. But the ones that really complain are the hikers that have dogs themselves. You never know how a dog-to-dog interaction is in their territory. So I would say you be careful. We offer to hold your animal. If you want to walk through that 3 or 4 mile stretch, we can work with you on that. They can stay at the hostel. We can, watch them while you're doing that. Or you can just skip over it. Some people just choose to skip that 3 mile section. Of course, in Georgia, you may have the same issue, but a lot of dogs come through. It's not been a big issue. Oates came through.
Oh, did she?
She
Yeah,
did.
she did. You're right.
She did not have her dog at the first section.
Okay. Is that
for
the dog section?
The dog section, yeah.
Is these all the same dude's dogs, or is it just like
Yeah.
a section where like all the same dude?
We did have one problem dog. Funny story. We had reported it. There's not much you can do until something happens, right? Just so happened the sheriff off duty was driving down the road when this dog had chased a hiker, and he saw it happen, and the owner was yelling to encourage the dog to go after the hiker. Yeah. And this is my yard. And the sheriff's like, all right, he got the hiker in his truck, took him away, got him back on trail. The dog was gone. He went to the office, got dressed, and 2 deputies went back. We hadn't seen that dog outside since.
And this is the same dude that has all the other dogs?
No. It's a different area.
Oh, okay, got it.
Area. All the other dogs are not an issue.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's wild. Talk about luck.
Yeah, I know, right? We needed that. That interaction to further that issue.
Yeah.
All right. Hogs, or lack thereof, ticks. What else do we got in terms of wildlife, plus or minus?
Armadillos.
So we have very few shelters, so there's not a lot of mice to worry about.
How many shelters do you have?
We have a shelter at mile 2. The next shelter is at mile 87. And then there's a series of about, there's 8 shelters on the whole trail. There's none in Georgia. They're all in Alabama. Where the Pinhoti kind of originated from, just north of Heflin, that's where all the concentration of shelters are. But as the trail moved north and south, they just weren't put in. And that's kind of where I'm not a big shelter fan. So I don't know where y'all sit on it. I have used shelters in the past, but I think they have their place, but I don't think you need them every 5 miles. And that's where I've kind of butted heads, and maybe I've made some ground with the government entities that are raising money, and people are like, we need more shelters. Like, we don't need a shelter everywhere. So we're trying to work on that.
Okay.
Sorry for the tangent. We were all talking about animals, and I was talking about shelters.
No, I asked. I said how many.
I guess I want to make sure we cover the wildlife thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. It's really not. We don't. I may be missing something really blatantly obvious, and I don't know.
Yeah. No hogs. Plenty of ticks. Lots of turkey.
Snakes. Oh, snakes.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. We have venomous snakes. We have rattlesnakes, copperheads, moccasins. Mostly you're going to see black snakes and rat snakes. I've seen probably 2 rattlesnakes personally, and in several pictures. It is Alabama. We have the big timber rattler.
Yeah, that makes me scary about going with a dog.
All right. If you were going to design a PowerPoint to sell the Pinhoti Trail, and you had to make like 3 slides, like these are the 3 top reasons on why someone should hike it. It could be landscape, history, town, really the full board.
We didn't go into that part.
Yeah.
History of it.
What would you put on the slides?
Number 1 is the community. I definitely would say we have an incredible community. If you go to kind of the Facebook page, it's kind of the community page. It's called Pinhoti Trail Alliance. And surprisingly, you don't see this on Facebook a lot, but you can come on there and ask a question, and nobody will bash you. No matter how silly your question may sound, or how much of a newbie you sound like, you get really good feedback. You'll get a lot of it. And so community, and our community has grown, and I say that's grown organically. As the trail has grown in the last few years, we get big growth every year. It's amazing. And that community grows as that happens, and it's very positive. So you could be anywhere on the trail, and you can ask a question, you'll get immediate help. So I would say that's a big positive. Number 2 is, I would say, probably geographical. I mean, if you're a hiker and the AT is of interest to you, which having done the AT, knowing this is part of the same mountain range, to complete that is cool. To now, I've done from Alabama to Baxter. I I haven't done the BMT piece yet. I need to go do the BMT, but that's 72 miles. But that whole stretch that all the way up is pretty cool.
What is some cool history that's happened along the trail? Like, what is the things that certain places are known for throughout time?
So, like I said, it's pretty young as far as 1970. Its inception, it was only 8 miles long at the time. Through the years, different entities and people have helped with that. But
oh no, I mean like broader history,
historical,
like not just the trail itself, but where it goes through.
Right.
Like, oh, this thing happened here where the trail happens to go through.
So in Alabama, I can speak more about Alabama because I know it more. But so Cheaha State Park is our kind of our flagship state park in the whole state. It's our high point of the state. It's really cool. It's CCC built, and at the time it was being built in the 30s, they were building a twin state park on Flag Mountain. So they got the towers built. They look very similar. The story I heard is they moved rock from Cheaha to Flag so they would look just alike. They built a bunch of cabins on Flag, and then they shut down the project on Flag. They finished Cheaha. They didn't finish Flag. That CCC group left and abandoned the mountain for years. They gave it to the state. The state started using it for watching fires. Fast forward, after all the vandalism and deterioration, HTS actually stepped in and helped maintain and fix those up and get them operational. And then the state has taken it back over since then. But that's cool to see. You actually can hike from that CC camp to the next CC camp and see the similarities in those cabins and tower. A lot of history up there. We actually found, when we started building the Pinhoti around Flag, we found some old trail they built in the 30s to go down to the creek, and that's the tread for the Pinhoti uses because it's still in phenomenal shape. With rock cribbing to keep it on the side of the mountain. It just hasn't moved. It's awesome.
Very cool.
So that's, from a historical standpoint, I'd say in Alabama that's definitely a highlight to see that.
Yeah.
This is a selfish question. I love towns. I love trail towns very much. Give me a few standout, whether it's towns or like specific spots in various towns, whether that's like a good restaurant or like a hostel with a lot of character. Obviously, I know you run one yourself, but like, standout businesses that if someone were through hiking it, they absolutely have to stop at.
Where do we get the milkshakes?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So I'm gonna start south and go north. Sylacauga. It's obviously it's where we live. It's a great town. We have great restaurants downtown. Our favorite is the Mexican restaurant and a place called Pizza and Pint, which you can guess what they serve there. We also have one of only 3 plants for Bluebell ice cream. And there's a parlor you can go in, and for $1 you get a sample, which is a huge cup. They're trying to give it away, of ice cream. It's really, really cool. They also have a quarry there. It has it actually is the whitest marble known in the world. It's quarried out of Sylacauga.
The whitest marble.
Whitest. And it's rivaled only by a quarry in Italy.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought there was history about that in Georgia.
There's some marble in Georgia.
Because didn't they make part of like the Washington Monument and stuff with some of the marble?
That would be us. That would be Sylacauga. Our marble
Really?
is in the Lincoln Memorial. Part of the roof was built out of Sylacauga marble inside. The ceiling inside the Lincoln. So Sylacauga, definitely. As far as, let's see, Heflin's really cool because they make it hiker friendly. You could, when you hike that spur trail into town, the mayor comes out, gets a picture with you with the sign. They love hikers.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sylacauga marble, also known as Alabama marble, is widely considered the whitest marble in the United States, known for its pure white color and crystalline structure. It's found in a belt running through Talladega County and has been used for centuries in construction, sculpture, and industry. I've got to check my notes, but there's somewhere, it says, used in the Lincoln Memorial ceiling and the U.S. Supreme Court building interior and sculpture. There's somewhere on the AT where they took marble and they also put it into some like DC type stuff. So I've got to figure out where that is. But yeah, I knew the marble from AT history, but I didn't know that they had that in Alabama too.
Yep. Yeah, and we have a marble festival once a year where sculptors from all over the world come out and they get these huge chunks of marble and they do these amazing sculptures throughout it's like a 2-week festival for them. And you go out there and you go out there every other day and look at what the progress they made. It's really cool. So it's that's Sylacauga. I'd say Heflin, because they make the effort, and they really welcome hikers in. Cave Spring, definite trail town to go. You actually walk right through it, and the name is it's all in the name, right? So there's the trail goes right through the parking lot of the spring, and you'll see all the locals pull up in their vehicles with all their water bottles, pulling water out of the spring, and it's just this gushing fresh water coming out of the ground. It's cold, and there's a big swimming pool that fill with the spring, and you can swim in that. It's pretty cool. And they have a bacon festival, so
We like that. I saw that on your story today. That was so cute. There was a story that Zach posted of the twins, and he goes, "Do you guys want bacon?" And they both look at him, and they sound like AI because they're both at the same time go, "Yeah." It's exactly the same. It looked fake.
They love bacon. They always come up to me when they're hungry, but they're usually just like, "I'm hungry." Today they came up to me and they go, "Bacon." Like they told me exactly what they wanted. So
they are their father's son.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Cave Spring. Is there anything else?
Not as a trail town. You go through some other towns, but Dalton's just too big. They don't have an interest in the trail. So it's really the angels around that make it worthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're definitely hooking me with the community aspect of this, because people who've hiked the AT know that obviously the kindness you get from strangers is unmatched out there, and I think it'd be cool to experience sort of that culture, but like in a less busy way. Like obviously, you're hiking in the northbound bubble season on the AT now. It's a different thing. Like there's trail magic at every road crossing, and it just is a different vibe. I think it'd be cool. It sounds like Pinhoti's almost like the AT 15, 20 years ago.
I'd say more than that. I'd say we're probably like the AT in the 80s maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Because when I hiked in 03, which is 22 years ago, it was so crowded.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it was today, but you get to a shelter and you're not guaranteed a spot. There's tents everywhere.
Yeah.
We've seen tramleys form on the Pinhoti in peak seasons, but you can definitely hike it and not see, if you're going northbound like everybody else is, you might not see hikers for days. It's the hikers that go southbound that get to see everybody.
Sure.
Because they're few and far between, but everybody's going north and they pass everybody.
Yeah. Tell me about the specific characteristics of the trail. Is it, if someone's hiked on the southern AT, is it going to be very similar to that? Is it less vertical? I guess just walk me through what the day looks like.
It's very similar. It's there's places on the Pinhoti where if I were to blindfold you and drop you into there, you couldn't tell the difference between like the AT in Georgia and somewhere on the Pinhoti. But there's other places that are just uniquely Alabama. We have ridges that we walk. We have waterfalls. We have canyons to go through. We have a lot of pine tree. A lot of the land that we use for the trail is through conservation efforts through either the state or private conservation fund land. That part of their mission is to reestablish the longleaf pine in Alabama, which is our tree, but when it was harvested, it takes so long to grow. They went back with the loblolly or something. It's faster growth and better for harvesting, but they're reestablished in that. So there's a lot of pine forest to go through, but we have great views, waterfalls. My favorite is water and canyons because there's always water down there. I love crossing water.
Yeah.
I've got some marble facts.
Yeah.
I had to look it up. So the ones I was thinking of in northeast Georgia, which makes sense because it probably flows, but in northeast Georgia, there's another marble industry. Closest to the trail is in Pickens County, Marble Hill, makes sense, and Tate. They're approximately 10 miles south to southwest of Amicalola Falls. And Georgia marble has been used in 60% of DC's monuments. Longworth House Office, utilized by the U.S. House of Representatives, the Puerto Rican Capitol Building, the New York Stock Exchange, and the Cleveland Federal Reserve, and the Public Library in Ohio. So there's a bunch of stuff that Georgia marble is also used for. But makes sense, same area-ish.
Yeah, so that's probably near Ellijay. Tate, that's near Ellijay, Georgia, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Tate is. And Ellijay is pretty much where our north terminus is.
Got it. Yeah, it looks near there because
follows
it's
that,
10
yeah.
miles southwest of Amicalola, based on where you guys end and where that one starts. It's
Yes.
right around the same areas. Cool.
What is the Alabama food culture? Is there like a cuisine out there that is especially popular?
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah, barbecue. Which for me has changed because I'm now a vegetarian for the last couple of years, but which is harder to do in Alabama, but it's not as hard as it used to be. But barbecue and Mexican restaurants.
Okay.
Yeah. Until you get to a big town where you can get more options. But it's like Sylacauga, even Heflin, Talladega. You're always going to have barbecue options, Mexican and Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is great for hikers, and pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could eat barbecue every day.
Yeah.
Same.
Even though
I've gone through periods in life where that has been my diet every day.
yeah.
But not the best. Logistically, where is someone traveling into and out of to get to the Pinhoti?
Yeah, that's what we handle. We're huge on logistics. So from the POC perspective, most people fly into Birmingham. We do airport shuttles, either straight to trail or back to our hostel.
How far is Birmingham?
For us, it's about an hour drive.
Okay.
Yep. And or some people will bus into. We have a bus stop in Sylacauga, but you typically would have to bus to Birmingham and wait for the next bus to get to Sylacauga. So we do pickups at Birmingham Airport. We pick up in Atlanta. We have a lot of people that say, I don't want to make the flight from Atlanta to Birmingham and then do that. So just pick up in Atlanta and Montgomery. We do
How
that
far
as
is
well.
Atlanta?
Atlanta's 2 hours.
That's still not that bad.
It's not bad.
I mean, you're the one picking them up. But
Atlanta's just hard to drive in. I don't know if you ever
Is
driven
it?
Atlanta.
I've heard the traffic is
Oh, it's
a different
horrible.
scene out there.
Oh
Why?
gosh, the traffic is just unruly. I mean, it's so many people.
Is it just congested, or can people not drive?
Both. Yeah, it's both. It's everything bad about traffic and construction and just it's just bad.
Okay.
So we charge more to go to Atlanta.
Yeah.
But there is ways to get in. Like the airport is on like the southwest corner of Atlanta. So if we come in, it's a little bit further drive for us. If we go to the south side instead of coming in and driving through to go down there, it's more manageable. But it still is. Atlanta's tough.
Are people usually flying out of Atlanta?
So that's a good point. So on the north terminus, they do a couple of things. A lot of people that drive in will park with us, long-term parking. They'll finish the trail. We'll go pick them up either near our terminus or at Springer or wherever they end and bring them back to their car. Or there's people in that area that will shuttle at least to the edge of Atlanta where you can get on the tram and get to the airport. That's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. I guess, would it be similar shuttle services to the AT, I guess?
There's actually, we share there's a driver up there that drives for the AT, and he'll flip over to the Pinhoti because we're on kind of opposite season, but we do overlap a little bit. So a lot of times we can't get to him. So we're having more and more people show up in that area for the Pinhoti.
Yeah.
How far is it a drive from the trailhead to the end of the trail? Like if you're just doing like a trailhead to trailhead, park two cars type of situation.
Say that question again?
Like let's say I'm parking one car at the southern terminus and one car at the northern terminus.
Okay.
And I'm going to hike back to it, then drive back to the first car.
4.5 hours drive.
4.5. Okay.
Yeah. So it's doable.
Yeah. It's
the problem
still not
is
terrible.
The problem is our north terminus is in the middle of the woods. There's no trailhead on the north terminus. That's our only.
You have to back hike?
You either have to back hike, or what I recommend to everybody is hit the BMT 2.1 miles to a Forest Service road it's very managed, very drivable. There's actually a cemetery there with a pavilion, and it's very easy to get to from a car. But that way, if you ever try to connect the Pinhoti to Springer, you've already done 2 miles and you can just start back there.
It's like how they put like the first chapter of another book at the
Yeah,
end of a
the
book.
teaser of the
Just
BMT.
to be like, you're invested now.
There is another option to backtrack a little bit, but saying that, there's no real where to park on the North Terminus, so most people don't leave a car there, especially for a month. It's in the middle of nowhere up there.
Fair.
Yeah.
Tell me about Pinhoti Fest.
Yes, Pinhoti Fest. This was, born out of the idea of the trail town. We always wanted to do something at it. We thought it would be at our center, but if you know my wife, when she does something, it's big. You're not going to go small. So it's a really cool. We do a Friday night through Sunday morning. Most of the meat of it is on Saturday, but Friday night we start with live music. We got live music all weekend. We got food trucks coming in. We have a speaker every year. We have vendors. Last year we had a little over 50 vendors signed up to show up. Unfortunately, it was Halloween weekend and not all that happened, but every year it's grown. We expect another growth year this year, and this year we're going to add a couple classes. We've had a few classes in the past. Sketching Summits, she comes and she's taught class. She didn't get to make it last year, obviously, but her plan is she teaches a class and on art. Is really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Heidi's been on the podcast.
She's
Yeah.
coming to
a
the
friend
wedding.
of the show. Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, it's a full weekend. I haven't announced yet who our speaker is, so I'm not going to say that at this moment. Probably by the time this plays, it will be. But we've had Dixie spoke our first year, Graybeard the second year, Anish spoke last year, and then our idea is just to bring that knowledge to people and come out. It's been well received. We started out the first year with about 700 or 800 people, which it exceeded our 500 hopeful goal, and the next year we busted 3,000, and last year was kind of the same due to Helene, we believe, but hopefully this year will be another growth year.
Yeah. So what do you see for the future of the Pinhoti?
That's a great question. And it kind of goes back to what happens with, how much the government gets involved. And don't get me wrong, we work really well and really closely with forestry and with the Trails Commission. But I don't know how that's going to go. I think there's people with ideas of the Pinhoti becoming either a national scenic trail or a national recreation trail, which I think a national recreation trail would be great to shoot for. I don't really look forward to the governance of it. I think that would lose some of the characteristics that we have in our community. But I understand with growth comes change. So we'll see what happens with that. I would see more of the road walk removed. I would see more businesses. I mean, not only the hostel growth, but we've seen in Piedmont there's a Pinhoti pizza company now. There's in Heflin there's a Pinhoti printing company. So the name Pinhoti is just like blowing up. You're seeing all this growth, economic growth around the trail and bringing attention to it. So more people know about it. I like that slow, what I call organic, sustainable growth. I say slow. It's happening fast, but it's not like overnight fast. I see a few more shelters. Maybe Georgia will add some. There's some road walk in Georgia that could be removed. There's a large section that can't be. There's just not enough public land. Alabama's the worst in public land. We got like 3%, and it's very hard to do. So what we do is we work on purchasing from private owners and then moving the trail. But that's yeah.
Are you raising those funds privately, or is that grants from
Well,
state?
I say I work real closely with the Conservation Fund. I don't know if you ever work with them, but we have a liaison in there he's retired lawyer. He's now employee of the Conservation Fund. He used to be the chairman of their board, but for I guess 40-something years he's been working on the Pinhoti.
Wow.
He's a very good advocate, and he knows how to do land deals. he raises money and buys the land, and we move the trail.
Oh, what's his name?
His name's Mike Leonard. Yeah.
Shout out Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike's awesome. If you do any history research on the Pinhoti, you're going to come across his name. He's been instrumental in getting it, the growth of the trail into and across Georgia, and then down to Flag, and I say he with the Conservation Fund. A lot of the land was given to the National Forest, so the National Forest grew because of that, and just a great advocate for the trail.
Yeah.
Got to put him, Rachel, note to Rachel, we got to put him on our list for potential guests
For sure.
for our Pinhoti road
He'd
trip.
be great. There's some great stories about, and I wouldn't even do it justice talking about it, of how the trail grew from what it was, how we got some new wilderness areas established, and then into Georgia, and the story about getting up to Springer and why it ended where it ended.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
February road trip would be great. We don't do anything in February.
I'm thinking like October, November next year. Got the Talladega race. You got
Oh,
a couple
okay,
good
you have me
college
with
football.
Talladega.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine, done.
There's a lot of stuff that.
Yeah,
Talk
you
me
got to
into
hit
it.
an Auburn game. You're right there.
Yeah.
Well, we got to do October then, because November we start to fuck with Thanksgiving time off.
True.
So
I think the race is October. Yeah. The Talladega.
Oh, the Talladega race. There's one in October, one in
Yeah.
April.
Yeah.
when is
You say race to me. There's a Pinhoti 100 trail run in November.
No,
So-
we're not looking for that one. Thank you, but no. April 24th to 26th.
There's another one in October.
October.
That way we could do both a race and some college football.
Sunday, September 27th, 2026.
Oh.
So we do that and then we go to Pinhoti.
Oh, that's
start with
festival
register.
weekend.
Is it festival
Well,
weekend?
is that the last full weekend in September?
While the official 2026 NASCAR Cup Series schedule has not been fully released, proposed schedules suggest the Talladega Superspeedway playoff race is anticipated to be on Sunday, September 27th, 2026.
Okay, that's festival
This would be a
weekend.
shift from its typical 2025 placement in the round of 8.
Yeah, that is a difference.
But now this other place is saying Sunday, October 4th, Sunday, October 11th. Oh, that. This is 2026.
Have you ever been to a NASCAR race?
I've been to, not NASCAR, but I worked at a summer camp in Watkins Glen, so I had to go around traffic all the time. But I've been to, like, whatever the tier below it is.
Bush car or something?
Something like that. And then we've been dirt racing. And I don't know what dirt racing is actually called, but the track is dirt. It's
Dirt track racing,
the
yeah.
Fonda Speedway in New York is where we go. And you just get filthy. You have to wear goggles. It's
I've never
really
been in
fun.
NASCAR before.
Oh my God.
It's been on the bucket list.
Well, living in that county is tough. It used to be like 20 years ago, you had to leave. The traffic that would come in for the race
really?
would just overtake. It's a lot easier now. I don't know what's happened. NASCAR's, I guess, gone down. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's funny because the school system closes race weekends.
I don't blame them, honestly.
You get out early on Thursday, and you don't go back till Tuesday.
Is that the expectation that everyone's just getting out of town?
Well. So so we have Talladega County, and Talladega County reaches up to where the track is. We have a high school right across the interstate from the track, and Talladega County comes all the way down to Sylacauga, where we live. So we have county schools. Basically, in town, we have a county high school and the city high school, like back to back. So the whole county has to shut down because one school has to shut down. And the city schools just follow suit. They're like, "Oh, we'll close too."
Yeah.
It's all because of the race. Because one time, a drunk fan comes out and hits a school bus. Years ago.
Oh, shit.
wow.
Yeah, and they're like, "All right, we can't do this."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Watkins Glen would have nuts traffic. Like, we had the weekends off for camp, so we would leave on Fridays, come back Sundays, but race day Sunday. So Sunday we'd have to schedule, like, sometimes it would take you an hour just to get through the main street of town onto the turnoff to the camp. And it was like, oh, I've got plenty of time. I'm already in Watkins. And then you'd get there and it'd be like, the cars aren't moving. And there's so much shit on every side of the highway. And yeah, nuts.
Before we wrap here, I want to go a little bit deeper into running a hostel. Do you have any learning lessons? Somebody that is curious about running a hostel, like what tips do you have with that?
That's interesting. So, toward the end of my section hike, we were up in Maine. Kim went with me. She was supporting me as I tried to get through southern Maine, and she stopped at the cabin. Honey at the cabin up there in Maine. It used to be Bear and honey. She runs, it's called The Cabin. He's passed, but she's still running it. I don't know how old she is. She's got to be, I don't know, mid-80s. I don't know, maybe older. But she's awesome. And so we went in and spoke to her, and we had mutual friends and told her we were coming. And Kim was like, I need some advice. We don't know really what we're doing. And she said, don't cook, as she's cooking dinner for all the hikers. But we weren't really looking for cooking. But we went and toured her hostel. Obviously, I've been in a lot of hostels. Kim, it was all new to Kim. But it's all about the genuine want to serve the hikers and want them to have a good experience. If that's your goal, you're going to be great. If you're looking to make money off of them and like, oh, how can I charge them a little extra for this and a little extra for that? We charge minimal. Our shuttle fees are so low. People are like, are you sure that's it? And then we like, if two people go, it's split. We don't charge per head. We make it as easy as possible for somebody to come out and get on the Pinhoti. Because that's our goal, is we want to promote the outdoors in our region specifically, but definitely the Pinhoti. So that's, if I'm giving anybody advice, that's it. It's like, focus on the hiker. If you got a hiker in there that maybe can't afford or doesn't have the funds, don't worry about it. It's not going to kill you. Let them go, work with them, do things for them. And then, being a part of the community. If we worked in a silo, we're not helping anybody. We're not helping the hiker. We're not promoting the trail. So we work closely with the hostels. As the hiker goes up, we're communicating like, hey, watch out for this hiker. Because there's some people out there struggling, and not only maybe financially or physically or mentally, but that's what you're there to serve. So being a part of the community and staying involved, that's really what it's about.
Yeah, everything
everything else will fall in place.
Yeah.
We're doing a great thing for the local hiking community. We'll wrap with this one. This is our sponsor question, the Stay Salty question, presented by Element. Use our URL, drinklmnt.com/trek for a free sample pack. What is your hottest take in the world of backpacking or outdoors at large?
Hottest take? For me personally, it's the realization for me to slow down. I got to get the miles in. And as I finished the AT, I was forced to slow down, and I took side trails. Especially up in Maine, I didn't want it to end, I guess. I take the side trails and go hit views, or go see a waterfall. It may be 2 miles down. Like, what's the 2 miles trail? The old me would be like, no, we got to go. I think that's, for me, is slow down and take the side trails.
I think that's great advice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Nathan, we didn't get the story. What's Switchback? What's the
Switchback. So in 2003, starting out my hike, I hear that the trail has changed since then, but in Georgia, the corridor used to be a lot narrower. I don't know, when did y'all hike?
1911.
So maybe 11, it was still that same way. I think it had changed by 19. I don't know when it changed, but now I think that you got a lot more switchbacks. We didn't have any switchbacks in Georgia. I don't know what your experience,
long
what
enough
your memory.
ago that
I know,
it
right?
could be different from my memory, but I don't remember switchbacks.
The only reason I remember is because I complained about it to the point where they started calling me. When I got to one, I would call it out, switchback.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's like, we're gonna call you switchback.
Yeah. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for joining us here in Backpacker Radio. Where should people go to keep up with you? Obviously, you've got your hands in a lot of things related to the Pinhoti and Alabama hiking. Where should people go to keep up with you?
The best thing is our Facebook, Pinhoti Outdoor Center, and Instagram, Pinhoti Outdoor Center. PinhotiForever.com is our website, and you can call or text us 205-202-9525.
You're the first person to plug a phone number on the podcast. So
we had a lot of people that want to text. A lot of people don't. Some people don't want to talk, but we love text messages.
And numbers like almost all 2s and 5s.
Yeah, 205-202-9525. Yeah.
Sounds like one of those carpet commercials.
Empire. Switchback. Thank you so much for joining us here in Backpacker Radio.
Thank you.
to the Trek propaganda portion of today's show. I have a new name for you here.
Oh.
This article is by Jordan Charbonneau. Sure I butchered that. How I got college credit for through hiking the AT. Jordan earned college credit for through hiking the AT by crafting 4 independent study courses covering everything from hike logistics to backcountry photography through Sterling College's hands-on learning program. The hike wasn't without its challenges, of course, but it gave her a deeper connection to nature and built real-world skills. Her story shows how unconventional path can still deliver a powerful, meaningful education. But for anyone listening to this, yeah, there's ways to get college credit for hiking the AT. I know we've talked about that in the past with your pal who lives in Damascus.
Yep. You can also look into Emory and Henry University. They have a semester a trail program. I have no idea what Jordan did because I haven't read this article yet. But if you don't end up doing Sterling colleges and you want to do a different one, you can also look into Emory and Henry and their semester a trail program.
You'd like to think that Appalachian State would offer something like that too.
It seems fitting.
Yeah. Boone, very cool town, good spot. Question of the day.
Yes.
Do you think your life would turn out differently if your name was spelled slightly differently?
I've actually thought about this.
If you had 2 N's in Juliana?
No, I haven't thought about that. That's just not possible.
What would be the alternate spelling?
The Italian spelling.
Which is?
Giuliana.
Yeah.
And
Julia Gulia?
Giuliana.
Yeah.
It was, I think my mom, here's the thing. I don't know a whole lot about a whole lot. I have heard throughout time just bits and pieces about how my aunt might have picked my name. I don't know if that's, the problem with like confirming any of this is my mom likes to say my middle name's Maria. My middle name is Marie. She just decided one day that she liked Maria better and like tries to convince me that it's, I'm like, I've got the IDs. It says Marie on everything government official. Like you name me Marie, middle name, just like every other 90s girl. Yeah. You can't just decide one day it's Maria. So when I hear these things, part of me is like, is that true? I don't know. Apparently my aunt chose my name, and the thought process was that obviously it would be the Italian way, but then they Americanized it a bit so that it wasn't me getting made fun of for being Giuliana. Yeah. Like my Nana's name was Dolcisa, and they made her Mary. A little bit less like that, but they figured a J was better. However, if I was Juliana, and I said that thinking Giuliana, I think I'd be classier. Yeah. I think I'd put more effort into my appearance, maybe. Like I view like a very clean, polished, classy gal.
So like a deeper spray tan?
No, like someone that you see like effortlessly sipping a like coffee on the streets in Europe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Do people spell Juliana with 2 N's?
Yeah. Usually that's how I see it spelled.
Yeah.
So there's never like a little pocket knife at the gas station for me.
Have you ever thought about how your life would look if you were spelled that way?
No, there was another girl in my high school, only one, that was Juliana with 2 N's. And I didn't look up to her too much.
She sucks.
We had different personalities. She was 2 grades younger. We seemed to have different personalities. So when I think of it with 2 N's, my brain still innately goes to that one other person I knew in life.
Names work, yeah.
But I don't know any Julianas in America in my personal database that are the GIU. Okay. My cousin in Italy is Julia, and that's GIULIA. Yeah. But no one over here.
Yeah. So more Euro traits.
I just feel fancier. Sure. Like I feel like I have a skincare routine if I'm Juliana. Yeah. You know? No. I'm ashamed when I got a facial because they said you should start doing that before the wedding, and they were like, what's your skincare routine? Dirt. And it was like, I exist.
Spray tan.
I literally, well, what do you do in the morning and night?
Yeah.
Wake up and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So that could be improved. But Juliana definitely is on top of that. Yeah. She knows how to curl hair with a curler. I only know how to do it with a straightener. She eats vegetables at least once a day.
That doesn't sound very European. I guess it depends on... Oh.
Did we not press record?
Guess not.
All right. Well,
we have the audio.
Sarah can put a picture of what she thinks Juliana looks like.
Yeah, we didn't lose that much. That's okay. This is all going to be part of the audio podcast. Doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. I sign off on all that. If I was ZACK, which Like
What
every
do you mean?
time,
Okay.
every time I go to Starbucks, I get emails still nonstop with ZACK. People just assume that's what I am, but I'm not. CH. I feel like if I was CK Zach, I would be skinnier, I'd be thin. I picture ZACK to be a thin guy.
Lanky.
Yeah. I think I would have like a classic car in my garage that is like a fixer-upper project for me that I just never get around to. I think that I went to grad school, but I dropped out.
You're looking at Zach with a CK a lot differently than I am.
I'm just thinking like if my parents had filled out my birth certificate differently, like what the butterfly effect would look like for my life. Yeah.
I'm going based off the sound of the spelling of the name. Like Zach with a K is harsher. Zach with a CH is softer. So I picture you sure lankier, but
yeah,
like more.
No, I'm thinking like very specifically
rigid.
What my life would look like if it was me, CK, thinner, down 20 pounds probably. I mean, I'm not a fat guy, but I'm not a skinny guy either. I would have a car in the garage. Pretty sure about that. Went to grad school, didn't like it. It wasn't for me. I dropped out. But I became a successful commercial actor.
No, you didn't.
If I'm CK, yeah.
A commercial act? Like what, in commercials?
Yeah. Just like
you were doing the Kellogg's commercial.
I'm like maybe the third most important character in several commercials.
You're Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, but not like Jake from State Farm, I think, cleans up. I'm not a reoccurring character, I don't think. I think I'm just a guy who like, you'd recognize me. You're like, you're the guy in the thing.
Are you Doug from Liberty Mutual?
Maybe more that level. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about Zach with just a K, no C? That guy sucks.
That guy's an archaeologist. He has had many affairs and has a vicious addiction to scotch.
Okay. I was picturing him being like a guy that video games all the time and streams it on Twitch.
I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit more contemporary. That wouldn't be such a bad life. Playing video games? Come on. It's the American dream.
Figure out your brain. Cool.
Anyways, yeah. Thing of the week today
Wait, hold on. Before we move on,
Yeah.
just because this is so relevant, I had a thought. I wasn't going to say it, but I had a thought. It was either this morning or it was yesterday. Like, that's how relevant it is. And I don't know who came. Did I come up with this QRTD or did you? Or did Rachel?
The one we just did?
Yeah.
This was me.
Okay. I was going to say I didn't think it was me, but I had the thought. I woke up. It was either yesterday when I woke up or today, which is why it's kind of hazy because it was a wake-up thought. Don't know why it popped in my mind, but I was like, when I changed my last name to Johnston, like Juliana Johnson is just a fun name, but imagine I changed the spelling to the right way it's supposed to be spelled when I changed the last name, just get it all done at once.
Yeah.
And so I had that thought like within the past 24 hours, and then I came in and saw this.
It was
Crazy.
Everything is so serendipitous.
Yeah.
Are you going to do that?
I'm gonna do Johnston. I'm gonna bump Chauncey to my middle name. Obviously, my middle name doesn't matter if my mom doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah. So not a maiden name, but an actual maiden.
Yeah, it'll be Juliana Chauncey Johnston.
Okay.
But I have thought it would be fun to redo Juliana with the GIU because A, that's the right way. B, then me and Garrett are both GJs. Because now when we do embroidery stuff, like we did cups for the wedding, we put the J and then the G. Because if we put the G and the J, it looks like it's just Garrett.
Yeah.
But J and then G is like, okay, well, she's part of that too.
Sure.
But if we are both GJ,
saves a lot of
we
money.
could take over the world.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like to get all these big ideas and live in the land of make-believe. And then when it comes time to do them and see what's actually required, I get dragged back to the realm of the real.
I bet the process to change your first name is more laborious than the last name.
Why?
Because marriage is such a common thing that like women typically, mainly, are changing their last names for marriage frequently.
I thought they would just give me like an amendment form where it's like, here's your name, here's what you would like it to be, submit.
Yeah, I'm speaking out my ass here, but this is just a guess.
Do you think the middle name's gonna be hard to do?
I don't think anyone cares about middle names. You could probably
Right,
just
not even the government.
like flash a card to the mayor and be like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, maybe I'll try to do it just to see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, let me know.
I mean, no one's... Well, some people spell it right.
Yeah.
It gets abbreviated either way. No one likes 4 syllables.
Yeah. Before we get to Triple Crown, thing of the week, we have this week's edition of that is shortest day of the year of the week. And that is tomorrow, if you're listening to this on August 4th. August 5th is going to be the shortest day of the year. And when I mentioned that to you before we hit record, you interpret it the way I think most people would interpret it. I'm not talking about daylight. I'm talking about a full rotation of the Earth on its axis.
Yes, and you specified it's like a millisecond difference, because I thought we were going to start messing up morning times.
Yeah, according to this, scientists predicted a 1.5 millisecond length of day shorter on August 5th.
I'll never know.
Due to celestial objects and various factors. But yeah, the Earth's going to be rotating 1.5 milliseconds faster.
I wonder how many extra miles per hour that is. Like a millisecond's not a lot, but the Earth is a big, big, big thing.
Yeah.
I wonder how many more miles we'll be moving.
Let's see. Let's see if ChatGPT was going to give us an answer, but who knows if it's nonsense. Final answer, the Earth's rotation speed increases by about 0.000018 miles per hour. So not that much.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I can walk faster.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I sure hope you can walk faster. I think a slug will be walking faster than that. Yeah. So that's less than an inch per hour faster, according to ChatGPT.
So go to sleep earlier. You'll need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Time is short. Life is short. Okay.
Such a good run.
This is the Triple Crown of thru-hiker fads.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to go first to take the low-hanging fruit or second to take both low-hanging fruits. I think I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Melanzana hoodies. That has to be on your list, too.
Actually was not.
Really? Chose the wrong
But
one first.
that's a good one. I'm now realizing I didn't prepare enough because there's probably going to be overlap, but I still have all of mine. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
We should also stipulate that these could be fads past or present.
Right. I don't think we've fully left the Melanzana fad.
No, that one's been long standing, I feel like.
Yeah, but I don't think we're out of it yet.
No. Definitely not. Although, yeah, no, I agree with you.
Like, we're more out of it in that I'm not like, oh my God, it's a Melly when I see one.
Yeah.
But we're still in it in that they have appointments to be able to go in the store.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is probably your next one. Fun decorated sun hoodies.
No, I didn't say sun hoodies.
Okay.
Actually, you can have that one.
Okay. So we're talking
Like Jolly
the
Gears,
Jollies,
town shirts. Yeah, no, you can have that one.
Okay. That is definitely present tense fad.
Yeah.
You see them everywhere, including today's guest. They're cool. I went for a good hike today, and I wore a Jolly, so definitely not throwing shade on that. I'm going to go with my next one, Hawaiian shirts.
That was it. You had to know on the first one that was my second one.
Yeah.
Any honorable mentions?
Yeah, the fun button-up synthetic shirts, vintage wear. Although they make some nice, like, expensive ones. But yeah, like Hawaiian shirts. I feel like that's maybe slightly more past tense at this point.
We are in past tense,
Yeah.
I would say. I don't think, like, you're cool going on trail with a Hawaiian shirt. I don't think you're not cool, but, like, after I went to Casa de Luna and wore a Hawaiian shirt there, and then we went to Walmart, I thought it was so fun I got one.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a thrift store. It was a thrift store for that trail. The AT was Walmart. But I don't think it's as fun anymore when everyone does it.
Yeah.
Which isn't, like, that's so, oh my God, it's too mainstream of me to say. But I think there's something fun about, I'm doing something kind of silly. And it's not as silly if everyone's doing it, then it's just normal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how fashion evolves. Which is why, like, the Mellies, the microgrid mid-layer, that's been standing the test of time.
Yeah. My next one, I'm going to pivot from Hawaiian shirts. That Sudafed worked for a while. And my next one, I'm going to sub in. Has some stipulations, but it is still through hiker fad. It is men's short shorts. And the stipulations are that after the halfway point on trail, they all get shorter. They all get shorter.
This was one on my list.
And it's not like the physical pair of shorts get shorter. The men find new shorts.
Yeah.
They find them either at Walmart, or they get a chicken legs, or they get a pair of women's shorts from a hiker box. Like something happens to men, as someone who's really capable of speaking on men as a woman.
Yep.
Something happens to men when they get past the halfway mark on a trail, I think, where they just need to show leg. There's something inside of them that says, hey, I didn't feel this in the first 300 miles, but now I need everyone to see basically everything but my ball sack.
Yeah.
And
sometimes that.
And sometimes that. I've seen ball sacks on trail, and not of guys I've been intimate with.
Yeah.
Just men that have sat the way that men sit across from me at lunch.
Yeah.
Spread-legged, not realizing, hey, when you're wearing shorts that short and you don't have a liner, there is nothing between my eyesight and your ball sack. And that happens significantly in the second half of a trail.
Have you seen the video clip of the Chiefs player, what is his name, running the 40 time in the NFL Combine? He hadn't been drafted at this point, and his penis falls out of his compression shorts.
No, it was Chiefs player. It's not Taylor Swift's boyfriend, is it?
No, DT Chiefs. What's his name? No, not Derek Thomas. That was a long time ago. Chris Jones.
You get a video? I don't know who Chris Jones is.
He's a very good NFL player.
Do you think they probably blur it?
Now if you see the right videos, hold on.
I'm wondering if I've seen this video before. I feel like there's one I've seen.
There's a TikTok video. It says the top 5 funniest 40-yard dashes in NFL history.
Stiff in the hips, but boy, he's stout. Ooh, that hurt. He's laughing.
He's whispering, my dick came out. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I don't think we could put this on the YouTube video, but Chance can see it.
Looks like he's really stout against the run. High school hoops player.
Wait, go rewind.
It's a brief moment.
Put my glasses on.
High school hoops player.
Try to freeze it on the camera.
Yeah, TikTok is stupid. When you change the thing, it just comes off pause.
Oh, what was that? Oh, that looks like a ball. That's fun. Sports are fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my next one. Is
Short shorts. Yeah, that was
specifically
on my list.
after the second half of trail. Not with men certain, unless there are people that have done another trail and want someone to know it.
Right.
If you're a man and you've done another trail and you want someone to know it, you're starting your next trail in the shortest shorts you can find. Then everyone knows.
It takes some real bravado to start a through hike being like, here's all of me.
It's someone that
Enjoy
wants
it.
you to ask, what
Yeah.
past hikes have you done?
Yeah,
They just want to tell you they've done the CDT.
for sure.
Yeah. Men's short shorts. That's my second one. My third one, and this is the fastest fad people go through. The quickest fad. Blink and it's gone. Cold soaking. Everyone gets curious. I did too. I
I
fell
was
for
thinking
it.
fashion, but that definitely
I
qualifies.
fell for it.
Yeah.
I said, hey, maybe I'll try it for a stretch. I
Yeah.
got my Talenti jar. I realized it didn't take up any less space than a pot.
Yeah.
Thought, what does this fix then? Cold soaked some terrible meals, shit my pants, never did it again.
Yep.
Fad.
We're definitely locked up on that one. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Jess is she's preparing for the Wonderland Trail, and she's gonna cold soak the entire
Yeah,
time.
I
I'm
was
like,
supposed to go with her. Oh,
yeah,
didn't work out with my time off.
yeah. I think she's gonna not like that part of it, at least.
I could talk her out of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could successfully talk her out of it, but
No, she's determined to try it. And
yeah, you can't break someone's spirit when they're like that.
Yeah. For my last one, the short shorts was definitely next on my list. I'm gonna go with. I feel like a bag of chips on the outside of your pack is sort of a status symbol. Like you're doing.
That's not a fad. You don't grow out of that.
Well, I think a fad is a cultural thing. It's not necessarily an individual thing. But I feel like people putting a bag of chips on the exterior of their pack, it's not just to maintain the integrity of the trip. I think they also want to it's like, I've got chips with me. I'm
No
a chip
way.
person. I think it definitely
It's
is.
specifically to not squish the chip.
No, I think at a certain point, once you've opened the bag of chips, they're gonna get crushed. It's
Well,
all
then you
kind of
put
the
them
same.
in your pack. You only put them outside when it's unopened.
I know, but I think a lot of people will eat the chips last, so they have the
You
chips
think?
as like a It's
Just to show people?
It's a part of their flair. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting. I see a fad as something that goes in and out of fashion. And I don't see strapping your chips to your pack ever going out of fashion.
When I first started hiking, there was no one strapping a bag of chips at the exterior of their pack. So it's come in my time.
So you're saying we're in the chip fad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like I see it less often than I used to. I think it might have peaked in like the...
You think that's because we
then-
haven't gotten any new good chips recently? Because I don't often clip chips to the outside of my pack recently. Not that I've been doing a whole ton. But the most time that I had done it was right after the sweet chili Doritos came out. And you couldn't keep me away from them.
I don't think that, because there's always great chips. I don't think it's a novelty chip situation. I don't know. I'm not a chip scientist by any stretch,
Interesting.
but I do think that was, a lot of people would include their chip packs on Instagram. I was just cognizant of that.
All right.
Any honorable mentions?
No, I could barely think of 3.
Yeah.
The honorable mention was the men's shorts. Beards. That seemed kind of like
I don't
so
think
obvious.
That's definitely not a fad. That's been happening since
Yeah.
the hiking was
So
invented.
that's the closest I got to something else.
I feel like subdued colors, like the hiker kind style of fashion.
Earth tones?
Earth tones, yeah. I feel like I'm seeing more of that on trail of late.
I feel like that just kind of fits there.
What do you mean?
Like earth tones and trail, just that's peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, but especially
Everyone does earth tones.
for women's colors, I feel like you see more subdued earth tones.
Yes, they have stopped making as much pink.
Yeah, there's a lot more, like, basically the tan
Colored.
that you're wearing now.
Neat.
Yeah. Mailbag.
All right, guys. I got into backpacking because of y'all and YouTube, and I live in Central Texas. The Lone Star Trail is a trail. I explored the area but won't do the trail. We have no other long trails here. Obviously, the amount of private land will never allow that. I know there's talk of a Texas thru-hike, but that seems optimistic at best. I feel it would have an insane amount of road walking that would take away from the beauty of the state I am proud of. We have a few good trails. Big Bend is rough, beautiful country with limited or no water. Not great for long hikes, but a place you should experience. I would like to recommend a great little weekend gem, the Goodwater Loop, a challenging 27-mile loop with both primitive and paved campsites. It's a training ground for those who seek greater exploration. I have met Triple Crown hikers on this trail saying it is the best trail in Texas to get your hiking fix. It's between cities but offers a taste of the outdoors. I have seen all kinds of wildlife, including mountain lions here. The lake is the main source of water with a few sources in between. Maybe something to consider for those in the area looking to adventure out. Love the show, from Brandon.
That's a great recommendation.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the photos on all trails, and it actually looks pretty sweet.
Yeah. Wish you told us about this, Brandon, before we went to Austin. Is it anywhere close?
That's a good question. Texas is a big
Texas
state.
is a large state.
I'm going to say no just based on probability, but let's find out. Oh, it's actually not too far from Austin.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to go back.
Good email. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
5-star review, or if you guys want to have your email read on this podcast, send us a note at podcast@thetrek.co. 5-star review. This is from AJ Software, a perfect trail companion. Love listening to this podcast when I'm hiking through less than 5-star scenery. Is that a perfect segue from the Lone Star Trail? Or on that long drive back from the trailhead. AJ Software, thank you so much for that note. If you guys want to hear your review read on this podcast, head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us any number of stars.
Just not 1, 2, 3, or 4.
And send us a screenshot of your review. Email us at podcast@thetrek.co, and we'll send you a sticker. I just ordered some new stickers. We're in the,
Did you?
Yeah. Thank you to today's title sponsor, LMNT. I'm currently sucking down 2 chili dogs, which is my way of saying I've
Ew.
got a double pack in here.
Don't say it that way again. I didn't like that.
Sucking on chili dog. You know what that's from.
No. I'm sucking on 2 that's disgusting. They don't say I'm sucking on 2 chili dogs in the song.
Jack and Diane, 2 American kids growing up in the heartland. Jackie's gonna be a football star. Diane's every time backseat of Jackie's car.
Where's the lyric?
Sucking on a chili dog.
No.
Well, I think this is not.
Is that not the that's not the real song. He just repeated it twice.
No, but
Like there's no way I missed that lyric.
let's see. Yeah, verse 2. Sucking on a chili dog outside the Tasty Freeze.
Shut up. That's so funny. You never know the lyrics until you know the lyrics.
Here we're gonna get the actual song just to ensure that we get demonetized.
Little ditty about Jack and Diane, 2 American kids. Sucking on chili dog.
Yeah.
What?
So,
I learned something new today.
Yeah, I'm sucking on 2 chili dogs with this one. I got 2 packs of Element in here.
That's a really good reference.
Did a very sweaty hike this afternoon, and this thing just always lifts me up. So highly recommended, especially for the summer season. I guess any season. It's good in winter too, because you're more likely to get dehydrated because people are less likely to actually consume liquids when it's cold outside. So that can be a sneaky dehydration situation as well. But
Yeah, you can't go wrong with it. If you are recovering from a near 2-week-long Mexico pain fest, post-pain fest, it's really good to make sure that whatever is leaving you in terms of liquids also gets replenished with,
Yeah.
the right stuff.
Yeah.
So,
we are lovers of Element. They make a great product. If you guys want a free sample pack with your order, go to drinklmnt.com/trek, and you'll get your free sample pack. Last memo I got was they don't have the lemonade flavor no mo.
what?
Yeah.
It was that fast?
They didn't. The email I got was non-committal about if they're going to bring it back, which to me says they probably are. But in the meantime, there are plenty of other very good flavors. So I'm a big fan of the citrus and the grapefruit.
I got to take him out of the urn.
Yeah.
You're not for sharing if that's the case.
Yeah, no, you got to hoard the lemonades for sure. Thank you to our Chuck Norris Award winners on Patreon. That is Alex and Misty with Navigators Crafting, Alex Kindle, Andrew, Austin McDaniel, Brad and Blair from 13 Adventures, Bill Jensen. We had a fun one for that.
No, I didn't.
Big Willie style?
Oh,
Billy style?
I think you said like something like, it was like Big Willie Bill or something. It was Big Willie Jensen?
Big Willie style. Have you seen Will Smith's new song?
No. He writes songs now? Will Smith?
Yeah. Will Smith he's a noted musician.
Okay.
Here come the men in black.
That's a movie.
It's also like the lead song from the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, but he's the lead actor.
What's the Miami song? Smith. I guarantee you know many. It's just Miami is the name of the song.
All right, Tom, get the plane.
We're definitely getting to.
Can y'all feel that? Can y'all feel that? Check it out. Here I am in the place where my comeback go.
You've never heard the song?
I mean, maybe. How old was he when he did this? Is this Fresh Prince, Will?
No, this is after Fresh Prince.
Interesting. Okay. No, I have not heard his new song.
Jeez.
What's the
Well,
new
people
song?
are making fun of it because it's not good,
Oh.
so we won't do that.
Okay.
People are still in the hating on. Well, he made one mistake. No one died. People need to cut him some slack. Will Smith is still the man.
That's a hill to die on. So thank you, Bill Jensen.
I feel like if we can have the president that we have, people can forgive Will Smith for what he did.
Like we're just, I mean, I have nothing against the guy, but we don't fix wrong with more wrong.
I don't know what you mean.
If we have a shitty president, we're not going to fix it with shitty things.
I'm just saying, it seems like a lot of people were able to forgive him. So Will
Who
Smith,
is free? Oh, okay, fine.
the popular majority of the country.
I don't buy it.
Big Willie style of Bill Jensen, Brent Stenberg, Brian Alsop,
Hey, Wills.
Carl Hood, Christopher Marshburn, Clever Innuendo, Coach for Marion Outdoors, Eric Casper,
The Friendly Ghost.
Eric Hoffman, Ethan Harwell Dunn, Jillian Daniels, Greg Knight, Greg Martin, Greg McDaniel, Griffin Hay, Would You Bring Me a Beer, Haley Buckingham,
Palace.
Minty Hikes Studio, Patrick Ciancialo, Rebecca Brave, Rural Juror, Sawyer Products, Spam, Timothy Hahn,
Solo.
and Tracy Trigger. You can follow us on... Thank you to our guy, Polly, at Old Man Murph's Coffee Roasters. Go to ommcr.com to get yourself some delicious beans. Follow us on social at Backpacker Radio on Instagram and TikTok at BackpackerPod on X, Facebook.com/BackpackerRadio. You can follow Chance.
Hi, you can find me on Instagram at Juliana_Chauncey, on YouTube at Juliana Chauncey, and you can get my book, Hiking from Home, a long-distance hiking guide for family and friends, on Amazon.
Appalachian Trails and Pacific Crest Trails are my books. Subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. I don't even know what the other platforms are nowadays.
Someone does, and they're
I
using
guess
it.
we probably have those analytics, but yeah, I just personally am not
Yeah.
unaware.
They're off my radar as well.
Yeah.
I'm barely a Spotify user.
Spotify's the best.
I see on Apple Music, unfortunately.
Follow us on YouTube.
Hi, Internet.
Subscribe, like, comment, push the buttons. And that is it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening, and happy hiking.
Bye.